Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, well, first thing up is as far as April goes, Venus will be in Aries from the 20th until the 30th, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, this could be about making perhaps money, or getting, I should say, maybe making money doing something Aries-like that you enjoy. It could be welding, carpentry, or it could be like an Aries hobby such as judo or teaching karate lessons. It could also be at this time, if you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius, you may connect with an Aries Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Aries-like characteristics. And it could be, though, a superficial thing, or it might be someone you meet in like a fifth. It might be someone connected with like a fifth house profession, such as some kind of creative field, the arts, or entertainment. Also, too, this could be about valuing courage, fortitude, valor, and more aggression and assertiveness in dealing with matters with really perhaps with speculation, maybe taking a chance, matters with children, romantic matters. It could be just maybe people that you're involved with some kind of creative endeavor with, and also attaining personal popularity. Also, it might be about impulsive and impetuous spending on investments at this time, and a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects this makes to points in your chart. If it makes an adverse aspect to your natal Mars, this might increase that propensity for maybe spending in perhaps an impetuous, impulsive manner. So it's just important to really be careful at this time. So anyway, another next thing up, Mars will be in Gemini, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, this could be a time where you might become perhaps somewhat angry or acrimonious. Perhaps at a Gemini you might be in a relationship with. It could be Gemini Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Gemini characteristics. It could be dealing, perhaps this could also manifest in some cases as putting a lot of energy and vitality into perhaps Gemini forms of competition. It could be like trivia, Tetris, short distance running, ping pong, anything that, and ping pong is an example because of the quick reflexes and responses that can be connected with the sign Gemini. And also action-oriented things which are about using dexterity and doing so for others, such as maybe fixing cars or refrigerators, using things that require dexterity and being dexterous. This could be about very verbose and eloquent battles with open adversaries with a lot of harsh witticisms. There may be greater propensity to injuries to arms and hands in some kind of form of competition, especially like say sports at this time. So, and also the danger with this is that when you're talking about Gemini energy, it could be about really spreading yourself too thin and dissipating yourself through a lack of unifying, or I should say integrating purpose. It could be in matters where you're collaborating with others on some kind of project, or it could be maybe in maybe setting up some kind of partnership situations and doing too many different things, and just for others in general. So it's important to just be aware and cognizant of this at this time. So anyway, well, next thing up, Jupiter will be in Sagittarius still, so the 1st house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, there could be a stronger propensity to gain weight at this time. And as I've talked about previously, that okay, Jupiter can be very paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. In a lot of cases, this can enlarge and expand, of course, Sagittarius outward qualities, especially if this is actually the ascendant in one's chart. This could be expanded on a positive side, jocularity, joviality, expansiveness, optimistic, energy, but at the same time, it could be a time to, or could also expand foolhardiness, over optimistic energy, and also self-righteous and seen on a first impression. Could also be very fortuitous for Sagittarius new beginnings, such as doing something with sports, athletics, the outdoors, forms of exercise. It could be something perhaps with the law or religion, advertising, philosophy, and also very auspicious for Sagittarius early childhood people, and it might be about rekindling those connections, and it could be very positive for you. It could actually be with Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or ones that embody Sagittarius characteristics, and it could be a very good period of prosperity at this time as well, as this could expand a lot of that incorrigible optimistic energy connected with Sagittarius. And really, when you're talking about being optimistic, positive things happen through positivity and positive energy. Anyway, it could also sadly enlarge some issues physically with Sagittarius, such as something with the sciatic nerve or the thigh, perhaps, or liver, something that could be Sagittarius related. And a lot of this could be dependent on aspects this makes. If this makes, say, an inconjunct to your 6th house cusp in your natal chart, or let's say even if it makes an adverse aspect to your natal sun, it could reaffirm this energy and give a greater propensity toward issues. So anyway, next thing up, well, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you're talking about perhaps a lot of restrictions and limitations in monetary matters and your resources and possessions at this time. You may find yourself as well becoming somewhat, you could say, despondent or perhaps melancholy at this time, which could be about really just a lot of, can cause a lot of consternation and frustration. Perhaps it could be something where where you might find yourself taking care of a sickly or debilitated person that you may value, that may play a role in your self-esteem and self-worth. It could be someone at the place you generate income. It could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, or the joints, and it might be making you feel somewhat melancholy and despondent. Could also be about taking a lot of responsibility now toward monetary matters, toward your possessions, your resources, and the father or older people in general may be more prominent in your finances and how you feel about yourself, your self-esteem and self-worth at this time. Now, if it makes a lot of adverse aspects, now it could really be where these people might be having a negative effect on your self-esteem and self-worth. Say an adverse aspect to your natal Venus, or say your 2nd house ruler could be indicators where it could really be more to your detriment. A positive aspect to, say, Jupiter or your Venus could be more positive in terms of your self-worth and self-esteem and more beneficial. Anyway, next thing up, Uranus will be in Taurus, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. Well, this may manifest in some cases as getting some kind of, it could be an enigmatic illness. It could be where your health and schedule in general, your daily routine may be more sporadic and erratic than usual. You might be dealing with very unusual, stubborn behavior, obstinate behavior from people prominent in your daily routine you provide service to. It could be your place of employment. It might even be pets in some cases, or an aunt or an uncle. And also, this could manifest in some cases as Taurus friendships. It could be Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics. Might figure more strongly in your daily routine, your employment, your work life, the service you may provide or receive at this time. And even in matters with your pets, there may be a greater propensity for maybe some kind of shocks at this time. It could be at the place you work at, or it could be issues with the ankles or the shins, and again, it could be some kind of enigmatic illness at this time, or unusual illness, or something unusual connected with your throat or your neck at this time. But on a positive end, this could also be about doing something Uranus related in terms of employment, and something that you show maybe some persistence with, being that this is in Taurus. It could be something with electronics, computers, aerospace, innovation, astrology, any esoteric subject. So astronomy, anything that could be Uranus related. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. Anyway, next thing up, Neptune will be in Pisces still, so the fourth house will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, this could manifest in some cases about dealing with perhaps confounding and confusing issues on the home front. You might be dealing with some kind of flooding or gas leak in the home. There might be a flood that you might have to contend with, or an inadvertent or accidental assimilation from chemicals in the home, such as radon. It could also sadly be about the dissolving or dissipation of your home and family life, and it could be maybe with someone you're close to home with. You might be dealing with a less dominant parent or prominent family member, someone you're close to home with, that might be succumbing to some kind of chemical abuse or drug or alcohol use. It might be too that something about your roots and traditions might be nebulous or unclear, or even who you are at the core, or you might be just becoming more cognizant maybe of Neptune, Pisces-like qualities at the core, such as compassionate, being imaginative, about being altruistic. Perhaps there's also more of a danger and propensity toward drowning in the home, such as in your bathtub at this time. Pisces energy, Neptune Pisces in general, it's not just nebulous, it could be kind of lazy, lackadaisical, it lacks alertness. So it's really important to just remember at this time to really just to be more alert, and to have your energy, much energy as you can, because Neptune energy could be lackadaisical, it could be lethargic and indolent, and it also could be about where you might feel more like daydreaming, fantasizing around the home as opposed to taking action. A lot of this could be dependent, predicated on aspects as next to points in your chart. An adverse aspect to your natal sun, ascendant, or Mars could reaffirm that energy. Next thing up, Pluto will be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be about, some cases, I know sadly you don't want me to use the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. It could be about the literal death, sadly, of maybe a person you value, or somebody that was prominent in your resources, your possessions, your monetary situation. It could be at the place you generate income. This could also be about the transformation of your values at this time, and tearing down old ones and starting anew with others. It could be about also, sadly, you might feel at this time that your self-esteem or self-worth might feel like it's being obliterated or destroyed. But remember, Pluto is about rebirth and regeneration, so you can always get that back at this time. And remember that Pluto is a long transit, especially if this is at a time when it's hitting, it's actually at the beginning stage of your second house. Remember that it's going to traverse that house for a pretty good period, so there's always time to get it back. It's a very long transit. So anyway, but also try to avoid obsessive and compulsive issues over your possessions, your resources, your money at this time. And you might find yourself getting involved in some kind of Pluto money-making endeavor, such as something with the occult, supernatural, astrology, investigation, psychology, insurance, or even recycling. So those are some ways that this could manifest at this time. And you might also be dealing with more power issues, control issues over things that you own and possess at this time, as well in monetary situations, things of a monetary nature. So anyway, people, and it might also be about Plutonian type possessions, such as things connected with the astrology, the occult, supernatural, recycling, anything that could be Pluto related. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Sagittarius April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Capricorn April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may repel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.